About 375 million years ago, Earth's rivers and oceans were overcrowded with fierce predators. The land, however, was a wide open paradise filled with lush plants and nutritious insects, completely free of competition. To conquer this new frontier, a brave group of aquatic pioneers underwent a radical, step-by-step physical transformation. How evolution freed the fish from water. The earliest ancestors of land animals belonged to a group called lobe-finned fish. Unlike common fish with delicate fan-like fins, these creatures possessed internal bones and muscles within their fins. Over millions of years, these inferior bones shifted and strengthened. The structure slowly evolved to mirror the familiar layout of modern limbs: one major bone, two lower bones, and a cluster of small joints at the end. Creatures like Tiktaalik developed robust wrist and ankle joints, allowing them to lift their bodies and push themselves forward through the thick mud and shallow marshes. Long before any creature took its first step onto dry land, fish had already developed primitive lungs. The warm, shallow rivers of the Devonian period were frequently choked with rotting vegetation, which depleted the water of oxygen. To survive these suffocating conditions, lobe-finned fish swam to the surface to gulp fresh air. They swallowed the air into specialized pouches along their digestive tracts. Over time, these pouches evolved into highly efficient lungs, allowing the animals to rely less on their gills and more on atmospheric oxygen. Living in water provides natural buoyancy, which completely supports an animal's body weight. On land, gravity instantly becomes a crushing force. To survive outside of water, fish had to radically restructure their skeletons. The spine. Vertebrae developed interlocking joints to form a rigid, load-bearing bridge that prevented the body from sagging. The shoulder bones detached from the back of the skull, creating a distinct neck that absorbed the impact of walking and allowed the head to move independently. The hip bones fused directly to the spine, anchoring the hind limbs so they could generate the massive driving force needed for forward movement. Seeing, hearing, and smelling worked entirely differently in air than they do underwater. Light travels much further through the atmosphere, which triggered an evolutionary pressure for sharper vision. Fish eyes gradually migrated from the sides of the head to the very top, allowing them to peer out of the water like modern alligators. To see clearly in the dry air, they developed specialized lenses and protective eyelids. Furthermore, the bones once used to support the gills in the fish slowly shifted inwards, transforming into delicate middle ear bones capable of detecting airborne sound waves. You can't save one fish from water, but over time, evolution will free the fish from water.